An educational institution is defined not by her structures, but by people who give meaning to her existence. Her legacies are not her acquisitions, not by how tall her buildings have risen, nor how wide her campuses have expanded, but the persons whose lives she has transformed in such a way that they are able to offer their lives to transform the lives of others and their communities. For La Consolacion College Bacolod, the true legacies of her existence for 100 years lie in the richness of experiences shared by individuals through generations, whose talents they have so dedicated to pursue a mission founded on unity, charity, and truth.
More than 100 years ago, a group of Filipino Augustinian sisters came on a mission to Bacolod to establish what would be its oldest Catholic educational institution to this day. Built at the heart of the capital city of Negros Occidental, what was then called Colegio de la Consolacion became home to students who later turned into successful professionals and leaders in their communities.
LCC's foundation on March 12, 1919 came along with the flourishing of Negros economy driven by its sugar industry. Through the benevolence of the community, the L-shaped school building was constructed in the 1930s. The facade of the main building, designed by Japanese engineer Paul Ishiwata, to this day majestically stands, presenting a unique architecture iconic of the character of La Consolacion College Bacolod. Its auditorium, which was built in 1949, became a symbol of its culture of achievement and education centered on the discovery of individual potential. From its halls were students who would later become highly respected personas in the arts and culture and in other fields such as education, history, journalism, law, medicine, public service, and development work.
La Consolacion College Bacolod's approach to education has always been one that is responsive to the needs of the community. The decline of the sugar economy of Negros shortly after World War II brought about the need to make education accessible to all, and the opening of new programs to suffice the needs for workforce in emerging industries. As the number of schools increased, so did the number of students in teacher education. Its graduates later on became education leaders in public and private schools.
The rise of the service sector necessitated the need for workforce in the field of commerce, while growing business investments and the growth of urban communities created the demand for architects. These programs later led to the opening of allied offerings to provide for diverse interests and potentials of students. But because quality has been the major consideration, LCC Bacolod focused on the opening of programs that are aligned with its core strengths and those that were not offered in other educational institutions in the province.
This focus on quality has resulted to producing graduates that have turned out to be top-notchers in the professional examinations and distinguished visual artists in the country. Many others have become successful leaders of professional and commercial organizations, creating employment opportunities for the younger generations of graduates.
These programs include hotel and restaurant management, that began as a technical vocational offering, and as the industry demand expanded, grew into becoming a full degree program in hospitality, which later branched out to more specialized offerings in tourism and culinary. The program has produced professionals that have become leaders and managers in various hospitality and tourism enterprises worldwide. LCC's pioneering edge in this sector in the province includes state-of-the-art infrastructures and educational facilities that meet international standards.
Rapid computerization and transition to the digital age ushered in new forms of media, which require the updating of competencies to match the fast-evolving tools and technology, like the Library in Information Science, which considers the vast variety of media resources available till this day. New courses like the Digital Media Arts for Graphic Design and Animation, as well as the Entertainment and Multimedia Computing to provide for the computer coding necessary to complete the pipeline of game development and virtual reality design. Alumni like Eric Dimaala, who has done design for big digital movie productions like Iron Man, have carved the path for promising careers in this field. Already recent graduates like Daryl Ferrell, whose works that marry traditional and digital methods have captivated the attention of global brands like Ford, Tiger Beer, Walt Disney, and even international fashion brands like Tory Burch and Alexandra Moore New York, to mention a few.
Their examples and many other alumni success stories have inspired the opening of additional majors in the field of design, the most recent being fashion design in addition to the existing programs like interior design and major in fine arts like advertising, industrial design, and painting.
LCC Bacolod's program offerings continue to grow, guided by its mission of service to the community. It recently opened a crisis and psychotrauma center, which serves as a laboratory for newly opened psychology and guidance and counseling programs.
A growing number of returning adults is seen in the certain degree programs of LCC Bacolod since the introduction of the expanded tertiary education, equivalency, and accreditation program, which equates work experience to the required units in the BS Business Administration, liberal arts, or hospitality management programs, thus effectively shortening the 4-year degree into 6 or 9 months. This has given opportunities to individuals who had to sacrifice their studies in order to earn a living.
The mission that was started by the founding Augustinian sisters more than 100 years ago is alive and well to this day. At the heart of education at Consolacion College Bacolod is the formation of character, promoted through spiritual formation and service, especially to the last, the least, and the lost.